Hey, what is going on, folks? I hope you're doing well. I'm still alive. I'm still getting by. I look a little disheveled. I was out running some errands this afternoon. Got a long weekend, and um, as most of us do, and and obviously very. So it's Memorial Weekend, so obviously have a just a lot of prayers and thoughts go out to families who lost folks who went to protect us, fight for our freedoms so that we can do stuff just like this. Even I was thinking that there were people walking around my neighborhood today. It's looking a little dark back there. Let me grab this light. There were people walking around my neighborhood today. I see you over there, homie. What's up, dude? How are you doing, man? Um, People walking around my neighborhood today putting door hangers on, inviting people to church. And I'm like, this weekend is, like honoring those who have lost their lives so that we could have the freedoms that we experience and that we so often take for granted. Um, that those people are doing that because of the folks who, um, you know, gave their lives to protect us. So it's very humbling weekend, and I'm going to honor the memory of those folks by spending time with the family, and of course today spending a little bit of time with you guys. So I started off. So what I was going to do, yeah, man, I've been busy, but I'm hanging in there. I'm like you were around Christmas time. This is like my peak season is when the weather gets warm, and we're still kind of. I'm in real estate, so we're still kind of trying to figure out what exactly is happening right now. We think they're starting to the tides are turning a bit on the market. Not that it's not. It's just things can't sustain. I mean, when you've got interest rates going up and prices going up, at some point people are like, okay, that's it, I'm out. I'm gonna take a step back. So we're still kind of trying to figure out what's going on with all that stuff. So yeah, so I started when I was doing the countdown. I said maybe I should hide behind my boxes. I mean, this is absurd. So like I'm going to try to do this one, and I'm going to try to do these. But that's like what I'm dealing with here. And I've been busy. I mean, I was doing 2 videos a week. So I'm missing out. I actually want to do this one after this one. But yeah, man, I went from doing like 2 videos a week to here we are. Just like just too much. I just haven't had time, and haven't, quite honestly, when you work so much, you just don't feel like I just didn't, I was like, I just wanted like just unplug, man. Hey man, I don't know what you got going on, but I'm gonna throw a little link to the link in the chat if you want to hop in with me. Look, and don't you mentioned like, hey, let's get a bunch of people, but dude, don't sweat it, man. I carry this thing by myself, so you would you if you want to, no pressure, of course, but we can still plan something else on outside of that. But if you want to hop in, you're welcome to, and that goes for anyone who is hopping in. Unfortunately, if you're watching on the rewind, you would have missed this opportunity to hop in and go live. But all right, so part of what I would like to accomplish this weekend is I went to my LCS. I got some boxes. So here's my dilemma. I've got pretty much everything. Like I've got some boxes with. Sorry, I'll do that every single episode. I've got some boxes with spec books in them, and I want to keep those separate. And I actually need to go in and put some dividers and kind of organize all that stuff. Hey man, we'll watch you eat. People make a lot of money on YouTube watching other people eat, man. I saw on it was like 60 Minutes or something. There was this lady who she would basically set up just like us, you know, with the lights, and she's sitting at the bar at her kitchen table, and she's sitting there like, you know, like eating and stuff, and people are paying her money to watch her eat. And it was so it was so profitable. Her husband quit his job to be her sound guy. So it's like she made over $1 million a year, like letting people watch her eat on YouTube live stream. I'm like, man, I am shameless. I will do something like that. I don't know that there's not an audience for your boy Southpaw Brad to like eat and get money for it. So all right, so I went to LCS. I picked up five. Yeah, I'd say definitely go like look around, man. It's wild. It is wild. I picked up five short boxes. I don't know if I need all five, but I do need some, and especially like each one of these. I mean, we're talking about between 15 and 25 books per box, and there are two, three, four. Well, these a couple of these don't, but I'll just do the bigger boxes. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 16. And then I've got two small ones, and then these are the contest winnings I'm going to share. So I I don't need them all now, maybe, but I will. So my dilemma is all my other stuff is alphabetized. I've got my spec books like back here. I do need to organize those a little better. Like I think I'm going to do clusters of spec. So I'll do like scrolls or Ghost Riders or Spider-Man spec and like just organize that stuff. But the dilemma is I just can't keep line, you know, I can put another box in, you know, when I've got like L through P or whatever, and I would shimmy another box in there and I split some of those up. I can't just let these go indefinitely. I don't know at what point I want to, maybe I'll just start stacking boxes in another room, like i.e. my bedroom, the corner of my bedroom, or in this closet back here. Start stacking boxes and label that box, and I'll just do like a box where if that box is put up, I'll do like another box that I can, you know, put stuff in that needs to be sorted. I'm still figuring that out, but that's kind of my dilemma. But I went to today to pick up my new comic books and get five more short boxes. So this is I have a 2 bedroom house. This is my guest bedroom. It's now been taken over. This is my kind of like my work at home office desk I'm at right now. But there ain't nobody sleeping in this room. Let me just tell you that. So I'll go over like these are. I wasn't going to pick up my books because I'd gone to the grocery store and had, you know, stuff I needed to put away and whatnot. But I yeah, I think I ended up just going ahead and grabbing them there because there were actually a couple of books. Like there's a couple things here I'm reading that I wanted to get. So what's going on, Shop for Comics? How are you doing, man? Saw you earlier today. I appreciate you swinging by. I just thought out. It's been a little while. I was out of town for like a week, and plus I've been super busy for work, and I'm like I'll just kind of shimmy in here in the midst of some other things going on Saturday, and see if I can knock out some stuff and just hang out with you guys. I miss doing it. You know, I do miss doing my regular live videos because I'd started doing New Comic Book Day on Wednesday, and then sometime during the week I'd do another haul video. And I don't maybe so I might have had like one or two boxes, like small things that weren't really like spec or haul related that I opened. But for the most part, everything that these have just been stacking up. So the haul for this week, I really like this cover and I'm really loving this read. Gunslinger Spawn, that is sick. I went to happy hour with a past client this week, and um, actually on Thursday. We hung out, had some beer, went to a local brewery and hung out, caught up, had some beers, and come to find out he was in another life was a comic collector. And I said, man, and we were talking about Spawn. I said, dude, I might go buy him a couple. I might go buy him this run just so he can like. I think it would just shove him right down the rabbit hole again because the writing is great, the art. I told him Todd McFarlane's not doing it anymore, but that dude is certainly overseeing. He's got his finger on the pulse of what's going on in his book. I'll say that. I was just looking. There's always like some mega splash page. Look at that, dude. That is sick. And Booth is still doing. Brett Booth is still doing the art, and he did. That's got to be his cover. It looks like his cover. Just great art though. So I'm super stoked to be hopping back on this one. Man, if you aren't reading this one, I highly, highly encourage you to do so. Swamp Thing, issue 13. So it was supposed to end at issue 10, and it was doing so well. They're like, hey, Ram V, can we get about 6 more out of you? So this has really, really been good. Issue 12, I was reading it, and I was like, this is like, it's poetry. I mean, it's like absolute poetry. I love him. I just love his writing, and I'd love to meet him at a comic show or something, get him to sign something. And but it's just great, man. I'm y'all know I'm a Marvel guy, but this is something Tylox turned me on to it. And by the way, got to hang out with him and Brian LCS a couple weeks ago and had a blast. Took him to lunch at a local burger joint and went to a couple of shops and just had a good time, man, hanging out and shooting the breeze. So if anybody's ever in or around South Carolina, y'all hit me up, man. We'll go. Lunch is on me, and we'll go hit a couple of shops. So what's going on, buddy? Hey, man, the countdown begins, brother. The countdown begins. We are getting very close. What is it, like 3 weeks from Thursday is Charlotte? Is my math right? So if you're not reading Swamp Thing, Ram V's my favorite writer right now. Of course, I'm not reading Tynion or anybody, Circumstances, his homie Tynion. But I just like it, man. And issue 12 was as good as this whole run has been. It was just sheer poetry. And the artwork just it follows right in line with. Oh, you know what? Last time I got the card stock. This one's not the card stock. So I was a little shocked by you know it, brother. Yeah, absolutely. We got a couple spots, man. I took Brian LCS has family in just outside of Columbia. So I took him around town, showed him our we're big in college football down here, so showed him the stadium, took him around town, showed him some things, and it was good. We had a good time. I know, man. Get my money ready. I know, man. It's I have no idea what to expect. I mean, our hotel is ridiculous price wise. I'm like, there better be some hidden benefits with that price because I stayed in Dallas and it wasn't as expensive as going to Charlotte is. But you only live once, So yeah, I think with the cardstock variant, the interior art looks a little stronger because of but I've just really liked this, man, and it's as good a art to writing combination as I've seen. So it's highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Yeah, so I'm a Ram V fan. This one I picked up because there's some spec there. There's like 4 new characters. I'm a fan of Pixie. In fact, in one of these boxes back here, that's Pixie there. One of these boxes back here, or something that's coming in, it's somewhere. I got two of her first appearance. Finally, it's one that it's been on my radar, and I think I'm going to do a video. I would really like to do a video where I highlight certain a team, or something like that, where, or ghost riders, or I did a little deep dive on, like, well, and we'll see evidence of that, a little bit of that. Deep dive on, like, Ghost Rider, some of the villains, some of the other Ghost Riders. I did a deep dive on, like, Black Panther and his lineage, because there was just a month or so ago, there was a really there was a lot of Black Panther spec, obviously, with Tosin and stuff, stuff like that going around. The third print of the Timeless book had there's a mysterious Black Panther on the cover that has white hair like Storm. So what's going on, Brian? Just talking about you, man. And I haven't done I haven't opened the giveaway yet. So that's your perfect timing. Naman, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it. You're like really on point with this. Seeing when somebody's on and jumping in. I was disconnected. I'm not back to 100% yet, but when I was like super disconnected. So at any rate, I appreciate y'all coming by. I do. So Legion of X, issue number 1, several first appearances. I do dig that Pixie character. She would be on my list of X characters, and I'm going to do a video of, like, X characters, like people that I'm kind of high on for whatever reason, other than, speculation is it's doing research and connecting the dots, but also there's some gut instinct involved in speculation that makes it kind of fun. So the other one I'm reading, so I'm reading Gunslinger, I'm reading Swamp Thing, I'm reading Moon Knight. That's a dope cover right there, man. That is a dope cover. So so that is, gosh, I forgot the dude's name. Give me a second. It'll come to me in a minute. Not that it super matters, but yeah. Anyway, it'll come to me in a minute. I forgot, but yeah, I'm reading this one too. I just got a little. I have to tell my guy to, hey man, be careful when you're picking these things out. That one's got a little blunt edge there that I'm not super excited about. Hulk 7. Let's see what's up with this. I did not get the one shot, the Banner of War. I did not get that. I know this is part of it, and Thor's part of it, and I think I'm picking up Hulk and Thor. And then last but not least, for this past New Comic Book Day is Spider-Man 2. So I'm going to roll with this one for a little bit and see what happens. Yeah, man, I agree. I'm not super high on the art, but it's been fine. It's just not my favorite style, I guess. But yeah, it's been fine. So Brian LCS had a 600 subscriber giveaway. Congratulations on that. Naman's killing it. A comic bookworm is killing it. Circumstances is killing it, man. Y'all are just crushing the YouTube game, and so congrats to your success. Brian LCS did a 600 subscriber giveaway, and I was joking around. I was like, all right, whoever wins this has got to get the full set in 9.8s. It was a graded book. The graded book was donated by Nick the Comic Nerd, and super super nice of him to. Good to know. And I saw your video. I tried to catch up on some things today. I heard you mention on your show this morning that you had some catch up to do, and I'm the same. I want to go back and read your review of that before I haven't read issue 1 though, so I'm a little slow on it. But so yeah, Nick the Comic Nerd donated a slab to give away for Brian LCS's 600 subscriber giveaway. So, and he included a little something extra too. So, and I just subbed him, and they will be in the So Brian's link, everybody knows Brian for the most part, but his link will be in the description below. So if you're watching this on the rewind, after you watch the video, make sure you check that out. And also, Nick the Comic Nerd, I followed him on Instagram, but I did not follow him on YouTube. So I've subscribed to him on YouTube. So thank you, Brian. And thank you, Nick the Comic Nerd, for the giveaways. All right. So there's 2 envelopes here. So one of these was supposed to go to Tylox. So Tylox, whenever you see this, you'll, I got something for you. What's up, Cup of Comics? Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it. We're just hanging out, having a good old time. Yeah, it's like you ought to see my legs though. They don't look they aren't this color. That's just from like the sun beaming in the window. Right, Tyler. It's not cash and it's not a gift card. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that it's the same thing that's in my envelope, which I'm about to share now. So, 2 of the Comic Book Community Awards stickers. Super excited to have that. That's awesome. And I haven't made my picks yet, but I will. I'm going to. So thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate that. And like I said, I was fairly well prepared for that day, although I had stickers for you guys as well. So we'll hopefully I'll bring them to Charlotte and we'll see you in Charlotte. You just keep us posted on the progress on that. So yeah, that's awesome. All the pleasantries. I like to highlight all that stuff, man. Very important. All right, so Nick not only gave the slab, but apparently we've got a sketch cover that he sketched. So this is Justice League of America, number 11, sketch cover. And it's Tom and Jerry as Batman and Robin. How about that? That's dope, man. This is actually, this is my first sketch cover, like that I've had done, or received as a gift. This is the first one I've ever owned. I've got the blanks, but I've never had one. So that's really cool, man. I like that's a personalized, a really cool personalized gift. So thank you very much for that. That is awesome. That is really cool. And I'll make sure I shouted you out, Nick. I shouted you out on Instagram, and of course I've got your link here on the YouTube video. And yeah, man, that's cool. That's really neat. I'm stoked about that. So that's that's awesome, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's my very first one, so that one will be near and dear to the heart. In case you like become super famous and I could make $1 million off of this or something, then this is gonna stay in the PC. So, but so the slab, CGC 9.8 of X-Men #1. Man, that is just, I mean, I remember I was collecting when this came out. I had like lapses and eras along the way where I collected and then maybe I took a break. But I remember when this came out, and so this is Chris Claremont and Jim Lee. But that's sick, man, and that is a just an amazing cover. And it was the hype around Jim Lee doing this was amazing. So 4 different covers. So when this came up, I was like, I don't think I'm not gonna do the I think we did the duck race for a bunch of winnings and stuff. Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. If y'all are not subscribed to him, double back and and check out the link in the description below, and make sure you follow both Brian and Nick, the comic nerd. I do appreciate that, man. That is awesome. And so I made the comment I wasn't gonna do the the giveaway for that, the duck race. And I was like, oh, what the heck? I'll give it a try, because it was just fun to the duck race is a fun one to do, just to have your, have your people, have your duck and watch them, and everybody, we were all like, it was like, like we were in Vegas watching a horse race or something, man. I know, man, it was a popular book for sure. Anja, what is up? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming by. You're like all over the place. I saw you. I hopped in Justin's for a little bit for C-List E-Man. Yeah, man. It's thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. So so we were like cheering and having a good time watching the duck races and stuff. And I said, all right, well, whoever wins this has to get all 4 covers in a 9.8. And there I go winning it. So guess what's in my eBay, on my wish list on eBay? I'm tracking several items to see what I can get these for in a 9.8, because it would look nice to have a shelf and just have them in the connecting cover order on a shelf. I'm sure somebody's done that. Somebody has that, but it would just look really nice. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate it. We got the best community out there. We're not free from our drama at times, but we got we gotta, we kiss and make up and get on with it and get back to what really matters, and that's comics. So all right, this is some spec stuff. This is like a new comic book order that I did, so I'm going to do that one first. So yeah, I have gotten some sun, but this is all just beaming in from the window of my car. I have not done anything. Like, I would love to say, yeah, man, I've been in the Caribbean for 2 weeks or whatever, but yeah, it's no, have not. This is South Carolina sun beaming through your window. So my face and this arm that rests on the window are very nicely tanned, but my legs look like powder from the waist down. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Yeah, I like that idea. It's going to look great. Oops, good one. Angel's a badass, y'all. Of course, you already know that. So, all right, I need this packing. I took the packing slip, so I know I have no idea what this stuff is. So let's get into some stuff. All right, this is kind of basic. This isn't anything like crazy. Just some stuff I wanted to get, and I've always kind of been like, if one copy is a good idea, then like 3 or so is a real, you can't get one, you have to get like 3 or whatever. So and I'm definitely at my limit of boxes I need to be saving at this point. Do you guys save your boxes in the slim chance that you might actually sell something? I mean, I have this fantasy that maybe one day I'll actually sell some comic books and use a bunch of these boxes over again. And it's just that though. It is a fantasy. Sorry about that. Let's read. There we go. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, goody. Yeah, this is just new comic book stuff. I just need to double check. All right, so I just got one of each of those. Okay. All right. So I had to get with all this, twig hype. I got 3 of each of the cover A, B. Is it cover A, cover B, and cover C? So this is cover C, the Peach Momoka. I got a couple of those. It's nice. It's cool. I like it. I do too, man. But at some point, I've got to okay, let's cut them loose. I've got more stuff than I will ever reuse. I know, right? Thanks, Dave Collects. Yeah. What's up, buddy? I appreciate you swinging by, man. I hope y'all are having a good weekend. The Collects clan over there. And hopefully you get a long weekend there, Dave. I hope you don't have to. Hope you got some time off and spend with the family. But I like the Peach Momoko cover. Sweet. I'll be on the lookout for that, man. So I like the Peach Momoko. I like the cover A a lot. That's really cool. I've heard great things about the story. Both Brian. Dang it. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes, man. I'm sitting around waiting on a call to hey, can you show me so and so or what, but I'm you got to do what you got to do, man. So Brian and Tylock said, hey, it's actually a really good story, so I'll probably stick with this. But written by Scotty Young, and this cover is Kyle Strom. I really like that. And I really, really like the Scotty Young cover. So I got 3 of those. So since Scotty Young is going to be in Charlotte, I'm like, dude, this would be cool if I could find a really neat color that complements, maybe sign it here and it complements the other colors. This would be a great one. I know they printed a bajillion of these things, but I was like, I just want to get it. I just like it. So I'm going to read, but I am going to read. I'm going to read that book. This was just a straight cover buy, man. This has been a while since I bought a Batman book, but I like this Delato cover. So he's one of my favorites. I really like Gabriel Delato. So let's see if we can. Pretty cool. Got the bat signal shining. Really like that. So that was a straight cover buy. And then I got this was cover A and cover C of Obi-Wan. It's number 1. So that's cover. This one's cover A. And then this one is cover C. That's the Gist cover, Gist variant. I really like this one. I like this one a lot. It's really cool. So we got that one. Very, very well done as well. That's not sure. No, oh, that's the Noto cover. Phil Noto. I mean, that's ain't nothing to sneeze at right there. Phil Noto can do but this one, I think there's something if you look at the juxtaposition of this color, you got the lightsaber going down, and then just look at the shape that almost creates like a, I'm going the opposite direction, a C shape. Like I just like the layout of that cover. It looks great. So, and in the chat, has anybody watched the show yet? First 2 episodes dropped yesterday. So I did watch it yesterday. I'm just curious in general. We don't I don't want to spoil anything because I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen it yet, but I'm just curious what the general thoughts are from our folks in the chat. Yeah, man, I love that was a straight cover buy, and I love it. That would be since we got this thing coming up, and Marcus has got me thinking about this, but that like just thinking about when I buy books, I'm thinking like, if it were, this would be a good one to get signed, Oh boy, looks like somebody just popped in. I'm gonna have to ring the bell for this guy. Y'all, let me do a little interlude here. I'm gonna ring.
Keeping it to get on the edge, have some success out there, get everybody outflanked, and then come right back with Kyle Eckel.
Eckel has 9 carries in the middle of the field, and Candido
4. What's going on, Dave Collects?
Yes, dude, my favorite clip from Spine Ticks. That's awesome. That's one of my favorites from back in the day, dude.
Yeah, that's a good one. I remember when that was like when they were showing that when it was live. It had just like recently happened, and people were just playing the heck out of that one. So that's definitely
Dude,
good.
I always tell Sid to load that clip up.
Yeah,
I'm doing good, man. Like I said, I had to work today, still in the work clothes and everything. But I saw you on, and I was like, oh man, I haven't seen Brad in a while. I'm gonna jump on and say what's up to him at least.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Well, that's good.
Everybody in the chat too. What's up, you guys? Nicholas, Naman, everybody in the chat. Brian.
Yeah, I know we got a good turnout for a Saturday, so that's nice, man. That's well, I know you got to do what you got to do. I know you got work is priority. Trust me, I know myself too. It's the reason why I've been so absent. But you got to do what you got to do, man. That's just kind of the way it goes. So, but it's
you got to make money to buy those comic books.
That's right. That's right. And feed. You've got some mouths to feed, so that's you got to take care of the family, man. So yeah, that's.
I'm gonna drop a video later. The kids I brought home some Pokemon packs for the kids, and this last couple weeks comics I show off. So it's cool. I got a video dropping later today sometime.
So are y'all doing the opening the packs live? Is that the plan?
Well, I don't do them live because my internet service at the house isn't up to par to do live. Like right. I'm barely able to jump on. Like right now, the only reason I'm able to jump on is because the kids are gone and their phones aren't hooked up to the Wi-Fi, and I'm able to actually do this. But when they're home and everybody's on their phones doing their thing, they're usually streaming videos, inside on their phones or so. Hey, what's up, Nick? Yeah, it's hard for me to jump on. I've been finding myself in the truck, like driving around or going and parking somewhere where I get good service, and it works just fine. So
working in the shadows in his car at a Is Dave at a truck stop or something? Where is he?
Yeah, totally.
Stealing internet from the neighbors and stuff. Well, that's cool, man.
The other night I had a softball game, and it was a Hairy Old Fat Guy show. On Thursday nights we do the BLCC show on HOFG's channel, and Real Rude and I both were in our cars. I was in my truck, and he was streaming from his car from somewhere else. But we do whatever works. We don't want to miss the show, so just stream from wherever. Man.
That's good.
I remember the last time I tried to jump on with you, I was driving to the Bay Area. We were driving to like Vallejo or something that day, and like I was just going over Donner Summit and lost the street, like lost the whole stream. I didn't get back on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to jump on and hang out with you for a minute and see what you had
cool.
going on.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. So you probably missed. So Brian LCS did his 600 subscriber giveaway. For those of you who've seen
Yeah.
this, bear with me. I want to share this real quick. But he did a 600 subscriber giveaway, and Nick the Comic Nerd donated a Ty Logs. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
He donated a slab, and I ended up
Nice.
winning the slab. So he sent the slab, but also did this.
Oh, nice.
It was a blank cover, and did
Tom and
did the
Jerry.
sketch on the So I thought that was really cool, man. That's actually
cool.
the first. Yeah, that's the first sketch cover I've ever owned. I've got plenty of blanks, but no sketches. And then the slab.
Yeah, same here. I have a bunch of blanks, but no finished ones.
Yeah. So that was cool. So I said, unless he gets super famous,
nice
and
slab, 9.8.
Yeah, it's nice. So that was his contribution for the 600 subscriber giveaway. So thank you, Nick.
And that's the number one. That's the number one from like 1991 or 93.
Yeah. So now, of course, I would love to do 9.8s of all the connecting covers. I think that would look really, really good.
And I have a raw copy of number one of the X-Men number one, but it's the Wolverine Cyclops. That one, I think.
And there were two versions of that one. Like, one of those was a deluxe edition that has, I think it's got a preview of Omega Red in it. So that was that's kind of cool. So, what's up, JD? How are you doing, man? Fins up, buddy. It's my Miami Dolphins brother on the left coast.
Oh man, see, I'm all about the hockey right now. The NHL playoffs for Stanley Cup going down right now, and my boy Uncanny Swag and Lon Espinoza, we're all cheering for the Avs for the win. They just took down the St. Louis Blues last night. It was epic. So they moved on to the next round.
That's nice, man. That's I'll tell you, man, there's a lot of comic folks getting into like the card thing now too. There's
tell me about it. I've got a box in front of me that Phil sent me, and it's full of Avalanche cards. It's nothing but Avalanche player cards. So
that's awesome.
I'm in it now too. It seems like I'm pulling Pokemon cards for the kids, and now I'm like looking at hockey cards. Like, ooh, I could get a few Wayne Gretzky cards in my collection. I'd be happy with those.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we're really good at shoving each other down other rabbit holes, other slippery slope.
Oh, hey, look what I just got. Don't you want one now? Yeah.
Yeah, I pushed Tylocks. I gave Tylocks a couple of Braves rookie cards from back in the day, and he went head first, man. It wasn't that hard to shove him to get him back into it. Yeah. I gave him like a Chipper Jones rookie card, and he was done. So and he's still been doing it hardcore ever since. So yeah, I've and what I do, I'm much more likely. I'm way too. In fact, when I saw him 2 weeks ago, he gave me a bunch of either Braves players or South Carolina players or stuff like that. So he's pushing back, but I'm usually more likely to like target players. It's a lot like first appearances in comics. So I'll go buy I'll target a player and I'll go like this guy. I bought these came in last week. So it's let me hold this. You can. So Spencer Strider is a reliever in I don't know if he's called up right now, but he's got a mean fastball, and they expect him to like do big things for the Braves. And he played at Clemson, which is not far from where Tylocks lives. So I was like, let's take a gamble. For a couple bucks, you can take a gamble. But I didn't know if I could spend $8. It's fun to open pack. It's a lot of fun to open packs, but I probably think a little more practically about it. Like, like I could spend that and just buy 4 of his rookies, and if it pops off, then
And that's more what I'm inclined to do instead of buying boxes. I'm not like trying to sit there and rip open 100 packs trying to find one card. Like I will go onto eBay and find that card I want and just buy it, or buy it even graded, possibly, in a slab. So,
and I'll tell you, man, I told I told Sith this. I was like, I said, man, don't sleep on he's got Gem Mint 10s of everything. But I told him, I said, Chop and Drop, what's up, buddy? Thanks for swinging by, man. Good to see you. I'm like I'm sleeping on the chat a little bit. We're up here rapping about cards now. But I told him, I said, man, don't sleep on those Mint 9s. I did back in, like, along the way, I would take breaks from comics and I would take breaks from cards. But along the way, I would get in the bug. I'd watch a game and say, like, oh, man, I need to get so-and-so's rookie card. So I was buying, like, Mint 9s of Kevin Garnett's best rookie card, or I had, like, a couple of Tim Duncan Topps Chrome rookie cards. And, I was buying those for, like, $20 each. And I think I sold one of the Tim Duncans last year for, like, $200. So I'm like, if you can spend 20 to make 200, then that's pretty good. Now I know the Gem Mint 10 probably would have been out of my reach at that time anyway. Yeah. So hey, pick up some 9s if you can get them for a good price, because they're, a lot of people sleep on those. It's like getting
I do have my set of cards from when I was a kid. Like I still have all the soccer cards. Like I collected World Cup cards when the '94 World Cup in the USA was going on. I collected that series of cards. I've got some hockey and basketball and football and baseball, like a mix of all, the 90s stuff, but probably nothing too crazy. I definitely want to get a few specific cards. There's a couple of Gem Mint 10s that I'm looking at that are still only like $50-$60 right now. But they're not really about the player. Like there's one card I found out about watching the Benchwarmers Cardboard Crazies show on his channel that they do. It's a card opening show that they started on his channel. And the first night they did it, he dropped like a wealth of knowledge on there. It was crazy. He showed off this card, and it had the Ramirez brothers are sitting front seat at this basketball game in the background. And I thought that was the craziest thing ever. So I started looking up that card, and I've like been on the watch to try to get, like, there's 8s and 9s, that are selling for like $20 to $40 or whatever. Hey, 78 points. What's up, buddy? But yeah, I'm looking for a 10 in that one, and like they usually are going from like 50 to 75 somewhere. So I'm waiting to see one a little bit under.
See, I've got to go back and look, because there are boxes of just crap, and those are probably in a box of crap somewhere, because the card itself,
it's worth it. Yeah, it's like $1 card max. It's like a 25-cent card max, and it's so crazy that the story behind it is that they used the money they stole from their parents after they killed them to go to that basketball game and sit front row seats to that basketball game. Like they're literally on the floor, like right behind the players. It's so crazy. Like, and they both have the weirdest look on their face. Like it's like they know that there's a picture being taken of them at that moment, and they both are like, "Oh shit! Like we're getting documented here now." It's such a weird card.
So I'm going to hang out with the family on Monday, and I know I've got comics. My mom sent me a thing. She said, "Hey, are these yours?" And I was like, "Yeah, those are my old comics." She said, "Well, there's more of them. Those are just a couple I had." So I'm like, "Huh."
Oh man, I can't wait to see what you bring back.
Because I did I had all those figures over there that I did a video for, and we got another.
I remember that. Yeah.
We got another.
Keeping it to get on the edge, have some success out there, get everybody outflanked, and then come right back with Kyle Eckel.
Eckel has 9 carries in the middle of the field, and Candido 4.
What's up, Ty?
That's the greatest clip. I love that clip.
What up, Ty Locks? Dude, I
What's
know
up, dude?
that is so funny.
Oh my God, Dave,
Yeah, man.
Brad, how y'all doing? I just got up, literally.
Great, dude. Saturday.
I was going to run some errands, and I was going to call you, and I said, "Well, I need to see some evidence of his him moving around because I didn't want to hit you up while you were sleeping." So
Yeah.
you got to go back tonight.
No, I'm off tonight. I'm off.
Nice.
I'm off this whole weekend.
Nice. Very nice. So that's good, man.
Yeah, I heard what y'all were saying about the cards. I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm like picking a play. I'm ripping packs just to have fun and rip open packs, hang out with people. But as far as like cards, I go with like one player and I just zone in on that guy. So
yeah,
I found they have these on Amazon. They're like $13, and they're like little binders or whatever, and they hold like 160 cards. So every time I buy a Ken Griffey card, I just throw it in there. And then, and I just go through. Most of his cards are $1. Most of the regular ones are $1 or maybe a little bit over. And that's with shipping. That's free shipping. So you can do it that way and then find the harder stuff. Now, some of his cards are the ones where he's like the patch cards or wood cards from the bat or something like that. Those are like $250, $300. But most of his cards are $1.
Yeah, I heard he was pretty good.
He's
Ken Griffey was awesome to watch.
Oh man, that's the best swing in baseball. I love watching the swing.
Ever. There's actually a video on YouTube. You can look it up if anybody's interested and wants to see it. Some scientists from Britain break down his swing with like a slow motion camera and find out why it was like, because when he swung and hit the first ball, it went over the fence, and they were like, "You didn't even swing hard." And he was like, "I don't have to." They found out that he used momentum. He figured the bat's so high up in the air, if you just put it on a pendulum and you know where the ball is and you can get the head of the bat to the pendulum at the bottom, then every time the ball, you don't have to swing hard at all. The ball will just fly out of the park.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, just sheer physics.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't the biggest guy.
You think early 90s baseball players were sitting there going, physics. Okay, so pendulum point, versus speed versus impact versus,
Yeah, none of those 90s guys were thinking that far ahead. Of course, that's why he was in the home run race with McGuire. And, I mean, he was right there with them the whole time. And he was the only guy that was – and Sosa. And he was the only guy that wasn't really – nobody ever thought, like, that dude is definitely doing juice.
Oh, yeah.
They never thought that.
And they asked him about that, and he said that he considered doing it when he first got up to MLB because so many guys were doing it, and he figured he needed an edge. And his dad flat out told him, he said, "Look, if you're good enough to keep up with them without it, then why use it? Because, I mean, it's going to be obvious you're using it if you use it and you get way more home runs than everybody else. So if you can keep up with everybody else and still have fun and still make your money, there's no point in doing it." And he was just like, "You know what? Dad's right." And so he just never did it.
Yeah, we'll have to. I had an idea this week. I was like, it'd be cool if we got together on a periodic basis and did like a sports show. The comic guys doing a sports show. Like just have segments talking about sports on there. Because, I mean, there's a bunch of sports fans on this stuff. Diamond Princess, what is going on? I tell you what, you talk about ripping packs, Diamond Princess.
Another sports fan right there. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And she's pulling some sick stuff out of her card breaks, man. That's a fun show to watch. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, she's got some good she pulls some good cards out of her stuff. That is great.
I did one of BMAX breaks, and it actually worked out pretty well. I got some good cards out of it, so I'm thinking about starting to do that every once in a while.
I definitely recommend watching BMAC. I haven't bought anything there yet, but I just go and hang out and watch him rip packs, and it's pretty fun. Like, people are buying up like boxes or packs to rip, and he's pulling some good cards. The streams that I've watched, he's been pulling some really good cards for people, so pretty cool.
Yes.
I went on my last break over, I think it was the past couple of days. I think it was the first night I worked. I went on my last break at 5 a.m. and he literally put in the chat, I just got done doing a break. And I was like, it's 5 in the morning here. Like, he literally broke all night because people kept coming in and buying boxes. So he just didn't stop. So he broke all morning.
So funny.
Wow.
I know he said he was doing a 10% off sale that night too. So like everybody was
That's
getting
what it
like
was.
killer deals on stuff. Plus, like, yeah, he said new people were showing up and buying a bunch of cards. So that's cool. I'm happy for him. Man, I'm getting ready to do the sellers thing in a couple of weeks. There's finally going to be a Comic-Con in Reno, and it's been 3 years since there was a Comic-Con in Reno. So I got a booth with Harry Old Fat Guy. We got a table together, and we're going to be selling pops and books and do all that stuff. I picked up a whole collection of like Funko Pops, toys, and figures from a guy that I found on Facebook, and apparently his biological father had passed, and it was his collection. So I basically bought this whole toy collection for like $200. And after I started going through it, like the more I look through it, like the higher the dollar value gets. I'm already past like the $600-700 mark on it. Like,
wow,
pricing stuff out.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, how many
cool stuff in there?
How many pops is it?
There's only like 10 or 15 pops in there, but there's like some 1984 Dune action figures from the original Dune movie that are still brand new in the package on the card.
Holy
like
cow.
Mint. And I looked those up, and I couldn't believe it. Those are like selling pretty regularly on eBay for like $120 to $150 each. And I got 2 of them in that box. So like those 2 figures alone paid for the entire of the box plus $100, back in my pocket. So
Dune's got a pretty strong following too. Like people who like Dune are just hardcore. They got a really, really big following.
I was the same way when the Dune movie came out. I was antsy. I'll probably watch it eventually, but I didn't want to go to the theater because it to me it's like Avatar. Like it's so much. And these movies could be hours long, and I can't. I get impaired and fall asleep. Wake up halfway through the movie at the very end.
Whatever do you mean, Tylox?
I mean, that's what happened to me in Batman. That's what happened to me in Batman. I got all baked, watched Batman, fell asleep, like was bored, fell asleep. Like I wasn't,
My friends were pissed in high school because we went to go see the second Lord of the Rings movie. And I walked in, they said I sat down, and then the next thing I know, I woke up and the credits were rolling. And they're like, yeah, dude, it's over. You slept through the whole thing. We just let you sleep. Like, nobody tried to wake you up. Everybody's like, well, he's out.
Well, they make it so friggin' comfortable in the theaters now. I mean, it's way too comfortable. It's like people bringing blankets in and stuff. Like, what do you expect? Of course they're going to fall asleep. You're bringing in blankets and pillows, and I'm going to load up on popcorn and then freaking.
Where's the old school theaters where you like had to unstick your feet to the floor before you left? The phone sticking through the cushions and stuff.
Yeah, we need those theaters. Like when I was in high school, we would go to. I played football. We'd have a football game. We'd go back, change, then we all go hang out. We'll go see Rocky Horror Picture Show at the midnight movies, and like throwing rice and water guns and all kind of stuff in there.
Yeah, you wouldn't fall asleep in the crowd of that movie.
No, you had to be on your toes in that one. So
they show it once a year on Halloween night at the Newberry Opera House, like the next town over. And
I know where. I mean, Newberry. Is on the other side of Chapin, man. That's and that place is a little uppity to be. They're not throwing rice and doing squirt bottles and stuff in there.
Oh, they were. We were dancing up and down the aisles. Like I'm
doing that this year then, because that would really be.
Everybody screaming, "Damn it!"
You're gonna do. We'll do the time warp, Tylox. God, I love that.
I need footage of that for my YouTube channel.
Of you or me?
Yeah, right. Somebody fucking.
That'd be a clip. That. Yeah, we'll just clip it. All right, I'm gonna jump back in here. Let's keep talking, but I'm gonna show what.
Jesus Christ, Brad! Are you going for the Great Wall?
I know. Look at all those boxes.
Dude?
I told
Like
you
every time I see you on here, it's like a new stack.
I ordered two more boxes like that yesterday of stuff. I was like, that was in my wish list, and when it popped up, I'll load it up with like a few, like here's like 5 $2 books that I'm kind of specking on, and then something will pop up and like, holy crap, there's 2 copies of that available. So let me jump. So it's just like, yeah, it's a rabbit hole for sure. So when I started the video, I almost like hid behind the boxes, and I was gonna peek around.
Dude, you should have. You should have. Oh my God. I just want to say shout out to the chat. My phone's on my charging because I forgot to plug it up before I went to sleep. So hey to everybody. I can't really
I'm
interact.
using my phone right now, so I can't see everybody in the chat unless you highlight them. But yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Stream's not bad though, Dave. It's amazing what not having 3 other humans on the network will do.
I can actually be on.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought I got a couple of indie books and some spec books in this one. I missed this at my LCS, so I had to order it from my comic shop. But this is issue 2 of Little Monsters, and issue 1 I like, and I've got issue 3, so I'm looking forward to reading, getting caught up on that one. But are y'all reading that one by chance?
No, I wanted to put it on my poll, but I just didn't have room.
Yeah, I got the Jeff Lemire.
I like the cover art.
Yeah, man, that's cover 1 and cover 3 are really nice too. So I'm excited about that one. Had to go with the homage on the Scorched for issue 4.
Yep. I got that.
Oh yeah. So it's done now, right? Is this the next one going to be the last of the?
I can tell you in a second. Let me pull up my solicitations. I think he's gonna ride this train as long as he can. I mean, dude, everybody's buying everything Spawn. It's
between that and the black blank variant, that one's been super super popular too.
Are you getting the Spawn #1 blank?
Is no, I did not. Spawn #1 blank.
Yeah, they're doing a reissue, a 30th anniversary Spawn #1 reprint, but it's a blank cover instead of any kind of other cover. It's just a blank cover that's all that's available for it. So you can, for this one time only, get a Spawn #1 blank cover to have somebody draw whatever you want to on it for 30th anniversary.
That's interesting. And they're doing blanks. They're doing blanks for all these others too, though, right? They're doing like because I saw for Gunslinger this month we had the black blank variant.
Mm-hmm. I almost got it. I really thought about it.
It was $8 at Scratch and Spin.
I was kind of worried about getting the black blank variants because I don't know how people are gonna if I hand that to a creator, how's he gonna is his markers and stuff gonna show up over the top of the black really well, or is it just gonna
You got to do those. So the Sharpies that Clayton Crane used would work on that. So it's an oil-based paint marker.
The Scorched is still solicited all the way up to issue 9. It's running. It's there. I guess.
But I was referring to the. I think we're done with the connecting cover X-Men.
Oh yeah. That was a 3-issue thing. That was just a 3-issue thing.
Or 4.
Or was it 4? Yeah, something like that. However many covers it takes to make the whole thing connect like it did back when Jim Lee did it.
What's up, Jay? How are you doing, man? Thanks for swinging by.
Oh my God, it makes me feel so old that I'm saying 30th anniversary Spawn. They're homaging the Jim Lee covers from X-Men and oh my God.
Yeah, considering when you're around for the first one, it's like, guy, has it been 30 years?
Yeah,
it's a thing. This is kind of cool. This one I buy when I see it, and it's only usually a couple bucks whenever I find it. But the Monster Hunters in Marvel Universe. So this is the first appearance of first team appearance of the Monster Hunters. It's Dr. Druid, Jack Curtis, Ulysses Bloodstone, and a character named Zawadi. So Zawadi is there. She is a Wakandan who was, I think she was kind of like banned or outcast from Wakanda because she took of the heart-shaped herb. So it gave her powers. So I like her as a character. Not that they're, it would be a bit of a long shot, but even with the Bloodstone stuff, Ulysses Bloodstone and the Monster Hunters, it's a cool book. So it's one I pick up when I see
I
it.
wouldn't be shocked if she showed up in any of the Black Panther movies.
Neat character, and I don't know, it's a long shot, but I mean I don't know, man. The more I watch these shows and stuff, the more it seems like long shots they tend to favor long shots. Harrow from Moon Knight was in one comic, and he's the villain in an entire 6-episode series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one is kind of cool. This is Fantastic Four: Prodigal Son. This features the first adult appearance of Matthew Plunder. Matthew Plunder is the son of Kazar and Shayna the She-Devil. So they had a kid, and this is the first appearance of their kid. But that cover is dope, man.
It really is. Who does that?
Peter David wrote this story, and let me open it.
Do you know what year that came out?
2019.
Okay, well then it's somebody recent. I'm thinking Perillo.
Artist Francesco Manna.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool though.
Oh, wonder why I missed him on my radar, because that cover is really good.
Really nice. So, yeah, so I thought that was kind of neat. We haven't, but it's like it's an obscure character, but we haven't seen. I don't doubt, man. We got to see Kazar at some point, man. I mean, we just saw them. Well, never mind. I was about to accidentally spoil some stuff, but so to go along with that one, this is X-Men Annual number 12. So it's the first appearance of the X-Babies, which I don't even, is
I don't think I have that one.
Kind of not a, I don't take, that wasn't why I bought the book. It's the origin of the High Evolutionary.
Oh.
Also the first appearance of Matthew Plunder as a child.
I was about to say, is that Nimrod in the background? Who is that?
I don't know.
Looks like Nimrod mixed with Mysterio. Oh, yep. And there's what's his name? Oh God, I can never remember his name. And he was like such a big. I loved him as a villain. Mojo. That was his name.
Yeah, from he was in some of the Excalibur books, I think.
Yeah, he was a big villain on the cartoon show.
So this is for that recent series, Kang the Conqueror, that came out, issue 2. There was where's that coming from? There was did you hear that?
I heard it. I still hear it.
Is it me?
Hold on.
What do we hear?
I heard a little
It's
feedback.
probably me. Fuck.
So Kang the Conqueror number 2. This is the second print. This features
Anything special?
It's the first appearance of Kang the Conqueror number 2's first appearance of Ravonna Renslayer becomes Moon Knight in this.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So when everybody was
I forgot about that.
Yeah, everybody was going nuts about the female Moon Knight in the Avengers Forever current run. I was like, hey, don't forget about this one. That's already a thing. So this is a neat book, and this is Chung did, so the same guy who did Young Avengers did the cover for this one. Civil War 2 Free Comic Book Day. So it's the. I like that. I like that
I
representation.
like that artwork
That
too.
is awesome.
Yeah, really cool.
Oh, Thanos looks incredible.
Yeah,
Captain Marvel. What was that? War Machine.
yeah, really looks good. This is the first appearance of the new Wasp. It's like the child of the Wasp. So it's I can't remember her name, but it was actually in the free comic book days. So if I see this one, it's kind of tough to. It's not only tough to get, but with all that black on the spine, kind of tough to get in high grades. So if I see one, I usually pick them up and
Dude, that's how all of the hip hop variants are. All of them have those black borders on the top and the bottom on the hip hop variants, and it's so hard to find 9/8.
I noticed,
or like in a.
And you're collecting those, right, Dave?
Yeah, I've probably got about 80 or 85 of them now, but there's 147 total, so I'm over halfway mark.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I noticed that too. Somebody was showing off some of those today, and I noticed that.
Who was it?
Heavy
Who's
black.
showing off the hip hop variants?
Don't know if I know anybody else who's collecting those like you are. I know I'm getting all the Predator variants that are coming out. Ones from the book that I read, but like I'm gonna go back and try to get all the Predator copies. I'm gonna Dave, I literally thought of you because I was like, man, this is gonna be like me with the Predator covers. It's gonna be him with the hip hop variants because I'm gonna try to get all.
There's gonna be a ton of them. Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm definitely getting the Scotty Young. I saw him drawing his cover for Predator #1, and it looks so cool in Scotty Young fashion. I can't wait because I have the Alien Scotty Young cover as well. So
man,
side by side.
Oh, those will look cool together. Yeah, display those together.
Hey, and Tylock, I don't know if you were listening about when I was talking about picked up that $200 toy collection.
Yeah.
There's two Predator figures in there. If you want me to send you a picture of them, see if you're interested.
Yeah, dude, send one out. I was literally about to be like, hey man, before you go to this table and like start selling all your shit, like send me some pictures. let me get first dibs on. I'll send you money for the con. Like you'll have gas money for the ride there.
Yeah, no, totally. I've got a couple weeks. It's still a couple weeks away, so I'll definitely send you some pictures. There's like a Terminator and a couple of Predators, some aliens stuff in there. One of them's Arnold
Schwarzenegger, and you push a button and it says "Get to the chopper."
Oh my god! One of the funniest things I've ever heard about at a show. A buddy of mine went to go see a black metal show, and the front man is a guy named Abbott, who is an anomaly in black metal because he doesn't take himself seriously. He does goofy stuff all the time. He acts goofy. He doesn't care. Like he's like, yeah, I wear face paint, but it's whatever. And like he was playing at the show and he was on the stage and like Abbott pointed out to some people up in the balcony. He was like, you get to the chopper. And then they started playing the next song and everybody died laughing. Like,
that's funny.
Dude, so I think I've told you this before, Tylox. There is a band dedicated to nothing but Arnold Schwarzenegger movie lines, and it's called Austrian Death Machine.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't have any of their stuff. If you guys
haven't heard Austrian Death Machine, even if you don't like metal, please look it up and enjoy. You'll thank me later. Austrian Death Machine. I love
bands like that don't take themselves too seriously. Bands like Power Glove. Power Glove is a metal band who did they do video game and like
I love those ones. I love
their X-Men cover is it's unbelievable. It's incredible how good they did the X-Men theme song from the 90s.
So they play themes for video games?
They play themes for the most popular ones was they did a cover of One Winged Angel for Final Fantasy VII and stuff like that. So yeah, any old video games or cartoon shows or anything like that, they cover stuff like that and they just make it really, really metal, and it's really good. Their Power Rangers theme song cover and One Winged Angel from Final Fantasy VII what got them famous because their Power Rangers cover is the most metal thing. He nailed the solo perfect. The sound quality is perfect.
And what was their name again?
Howard Glove. Like
Howard
the 90s,
Glove.
the 90s thing you used to put on.
Yeah, write that down.
Howard Glove.
And speaking of Power Rangers, they're coming out with a new Ranger in August.
They're coming out with somebody to replace August is what they're doing, or Austin is what they're doing.
Yeah, Death Ranger. Death Ranger's coming out in August in the comics.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, dude, who is this guy? Like, they got a, you know.
So if you're a Power Rangers fan or a first appearance fan,
I might jump on that for real. Just
because I think your FOC.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple more here. Then I'll actually finish up another box. But I did cover 6 of the first appearance of Titan. I got 2 of the cover A and then 2 of the cover E that actually has Titan on the cover. There's another one that's probably we were talking about the other cover, Tylox, with the cover is just the picture of Titan.
Yeah,
that's the one. That's the one to get. That's a nice.
Yeah, I even joked with Brad. I was like, so this is a spec book. I need to go ahead and grab this. Like while we were at the shop, it was me, him, and Brian. I was like, so I need to grab a couple of these for spec, and he was like, I mean, you never know.
Well, and that was my problem. Like I'm standing there with Harry Old Fat Guy and Real Rude, the same thing. We're all looking at the shelf, and I picked one up of the one you guys are talking about that just has Titan on the cover. I picked one of them up. And I'm like, fuck, I should probably grab one of these. And I look at Rude and I look at Harry Old Fat Guy, and it was like the only copy left. I had the only copy in the shop. And I was like, well, if one of you guys wants it, you guys can totally have it. I put it back up on the shelf, and I think one of them instantly grabbed it, but I passed on it. Yeah, I'm just like passing on more of the spec stuff than I used to. I used to grab anything spec related, and now I'm only grabbing like Spider-Verse stuff and Captain Carter, like main stuff that I like, or the main stuff that me and the kids are into.
What's going on, Cole?
What's up, Cole?
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Mustache Maniac.
Cole was having how were the hot dogs, Cole? Said you were going to eat hot dogs with your daughter and for lunch today. So I hope y'all had a good time, man. That's awesome.
Oh man, now I want hot dogs. I haven't had hot dogs.
Hopefully he didn't drop his.
What's that?
Hopefully he didn't drop his. Hot dog.
So
spine tick joke, sorry.
Chili dog. Yes, sir.
Nice.
It's a good looking for chili dog.
They were kind of mad, but I had a beer with. It's nice. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, you can be having bourbon with me and Brad if you go to Heroes Con this year.
Oh man, I'm gonna bring some stuff.
Oh God. We're just gonna, you know what? Screw having the thing at like a bar or something around a whole bunch of people. We just need to like fucking, hey, party in our room.
We'd be like Motley Crue. We'll trash that room like Motley Crue did back in the 80s. Like I'm gonna throw a TV.
Stay here, a bunch of nerds going to Comic-Con. What the hell is this?
It's on your card, right, Tylox? I'm gonna throw a TV out the window.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's not hard nowadays. Nowadays, TVs don't weigh anything. I don't even think it make that much of an explosion if it hit the
Probably
ground.
won't break the glass. They're so light.
Yeah. He
Same
said,
here, Cole, man. I've got too many vices, Cole. I'm with you on that one, man.
yeah. I love bourbon. Bourbon's my drink. Well, who is that? Gravity.
Gravity, issue 1 of Gravity. It almost looks like it's their version of, it was Marvel's version of Invincible or something.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, when did I miss this? Because I totally would have grabbed that.
It was from 2005. So I just thought it was kind of neat. So I picked it up. Not that there's anything like there's no inside knowledge that I'm aware of, but this one I like too, man. This is so Iron Man. That's Ezekiel Stane on the cover. So Obadiah Stane's son, and after he died, he became an enemy of Iron Man. So he's got a version of Iron Man's armor, and there's a little, I guess like a 3-issue arc. So this is issue 5. So 5, 6, and 7, they have an arc where they battle. And I think he kind of considers himself like Iron Man 2.0, but this would actually be the first cover appearance sans helmet.
Well, you see who's doing art on that, don't you? That's kind of ironic.
Who is that?
Greg LaRocca, who Nauman is about to interview. I think tonight he's going to interview Greg LaRocca on his artist thing.
That's cool. Huh. Well, that's nice little coincidence there.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That's fun.
Y'all got anything y'all want to share?
Oh, you don't want to give me the opportunity.
I was about to say, we'll be here a minute. I've been picking up so many.
No. I only have a few things. I went and picked up some Funko Pops. Like I said, I've been stocking up on stuff for the show. Oh, Tylux has some.
Dude, that Arthur Adams, man. I don't like some of his stuff, but some of his stuff is really good.
Who did that cover?
Arthur Adams.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
And he's got a rogue one. He's got a rogue one coming out for X-Men.
Free energy. What's up, brother? How you doing?
And, yeah, I'm getting that was an incentive cover. I paid $10.
Buddy? Thanks for swinging by.
Dude,
What's up, Adrian?
That's a nice cover.
Dude, yeah, he's doing a whole bunch of them. He's doing some of them are regular covers and some of them are incentive covers.
I knew Dave couldn't stand it. He was going to have to get in the game. I want to see some of these. I want to see some of these pops.
Holy crap! Are you ready?
That came in. That I got with you.
Dave, did Mary? You were going to keep those. You were going to keep those ones you bought. And Mary said, you got to sell some stuff.
Yeah.
So our garage is only so
actually,
good.
It's funny you say that because, like, she took one out of my sell pile and she was like, I want to keep that one. And that's the first one she's ever said she wanted to keep.
I got this is a really dope cover. This came in and it looks better than when I saw it on the screen. The Last Days of Loki, Norse Mythology #4, and it's a David Mack cover.
I saw where he was doing that.
It's so good with the Loki and the wolf. Oh my god. And it's the first time I've ever seen anything written on the cover like Shapeshift or anything like that. And then I got this that I'm interested to.
Hey,
I'm probably gonna read this today.
On that David Mack, is that the first one he's done, or has he been doing?
Oh no, he's done variant. All the B covers are David Mack covers, and all the A covers are Craig P. Russell covers.
Yeah.
And I've been getting mostly the Craig P. Russell covers because I just discovered him and I really like his art. But like some of those David Mack covers are so good you can't. And then I'm going to read this today. I'm interested to get in on this because this looks interesting. Heavy Metal Drummer, but it looks
Heavy Metal Drummer. Yeah.
That's crazy. The whole psychedelic looking thing going on. I can't wait to give that a read. I'm probably going to read these here when we get off. I got so many books. I got that whole long box is half full, and I have to read. That's my to read list. Where is it? Let me move out of the way. That long box is open as my to read list.
I went back to Scratch and Spin and had to get I had one short box here. I bought 4 more. I got to do some organizing this weekend, man.
Dude, that dude, when I came up to the counter and put all my stuff up on the counter, and he said, I gave you a little bit of a discount because you bought so much stuff. I was like, dude, I'm home. I didn't even have to haggle. Like, I didn't even have to ask him. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. He was immediately like, you're new. You bought a whole bunch of different kind of stuff. I'll give you a little discount. And I was like, oh, wait till I make this place my home, dude. You're gonna retire.
Yeah, I like that shopping. So you can see why I like it, even though it's mostly vinyl. And then a ton of
vinyl was incredible.
Dave would love it for the pops.
Dude, he's got everything in that store, and it's so the action figures that I was looking at, the King Diamonds and the Motorhead ones.
That's cool, JD. That is awesome, man. I love his art. That
oh man,
that run on Daredevil was brilliant.
So, have you started putting together a book pack to take to Heroes Con yet?
No, I was waiting to get into June, but we're like 3 weeks from next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're less than 4 weeks away right now. So yeah, I'll have to. Plus they were adding so many artists to the list. I was like,
yeah.
So that was nice. Dave, hang on a second. Let me highlight you here, bud.
Oh,
here's one of those. There's one of those Predator figures.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Nice.
Broken Tusk.
Oh, Oh, that is dope.
Yeah, that one's like.
Is that like a? Oh
that
yeah,
one's
that looks like a.
still mint.
So is that like a 90s figure? And those are the others.
2018 actually.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's got Dark Horse's logo. You know, Dark Horse and God, who is it made by?
Probably Hasbro or Mattel.
NECA. It's
Oh,
NECA.
okay, yeah, NECA's good. I have one of their
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger action figures.
Here's the second NECA.
Oh man, yeah, with the box that opens up, dude. I love those NECA figures.
Box opens up.
Yep, it's a great display case. I mean, it's just perfect.
Yeah. Super cool.
That's
Comes with the
awesome.
artwork on the other side.
Yeah, message me and let me know how much you want for some of these, and I'll hit you. I'll see what I can do. I might grab one at a time or something like that. Because man, figures. People talk about comic books. Figures.
I know figures are getting kind of crazy too.
God.
What else, man? I've got a bunch. Captain
Well, Brad
Carter.
then took
This
off
is the new.
Go grab some of his. Captain Carter. Nice. Oh, is that a different one from?
New.
Is that a different
This
one?
is a different one. So this is her in a stealth suit. This just came out. This is like the round 2.
Okay.
This is the GameStop exclusive. So
I'm talking to.
there's a couple
I'm talking
versions
to
of
a
that.
lady. I'm talking to a lady who is not addicted to comic books like I am. She's addicted to Pops, and she messaged me. I think it was the other day, and flipped out because she was like, "Pokemon just released another series of Pop figures. I got to get them all." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like it's the same way.
Yeah, same exact way. Oh, this one was cool. I found WandaVision, Wanda with the Darkhold.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
that's cool.
Yeah, I was super stoked to find that one because I had
Dave,
Vision, but I didn't have Wanda.
Dave, how are they distinguishing the difference in the Captain Carter figures? Because so in Captain Carter's first appearance.
So
is
I'll
on
show you the
cover.
first one. So in Pop appearance, this is her first Funko Pop. It's
Right.
with the What If
What if?
original What If series of Funko Pops. That's her first Funko
Which
Pop.
I do love
I've
that
got
suit.
2 of those.
That suit is so dope.
Oh, I
with
love
the
it.
Union Jack.
And then on the second release, there's this GameStop exclusive and also the stealth suit. So those are like the 2 that I've found. And I think there's also a Target version, but I don't have that one.
So they're talking
So
about
those are like
the
Go ahead.
the What If version is the version. The suits. So the suits are different. So her first cover appearance is actually on. She's in the Avengers Forever, the series that just came.
That's correct. I have it right here, but I'm not going to dig for it, but it's Avengers Forever. Number 1 is the actual Captain Carter first appearance on a cover and on a book, because the previous ones were Peggy Carter as Captain America. They weren't.
Right.
There was no Captain Carter, and the shield was different. So
Right.
it was it was where they got the idea from, but in reality, the What If Captain Carter we first see on comics is Avengers Forever number 1. I picked up like 5 or 6 copies of that book.
Yeah.
I also got.
So do
Avengers
you notice
Forever.
that on that cover, her suit is different than the suit in your Pop? So the Union
Well,
Jack.
which one?
So the Union Jack.
Okay,
Is not
yes, that's
Union.
correct. I have seen the 2 different variations of the Union Jack suit. You know, that's like split in the middle and only on one side. I have
Right.
seen that the difference. I haven't seen a Funko Pop like that yet.
Because I wonder
but
if that's
I
2
know
different
Avengers-
variants. If it's more than
I
just.
don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it's 2 different.
Yeah, I'm not
variants.
sure. I'd have to look into that.
Yeah.
But I know the Avengers Forever number 4 came out, and oh yeah, I've got free energy. I got that sitting right here behind me. I'll show that one real quick since it's easy to get to. But Avengers Forever number 4 is the first time we see her suited up inside a comic book, and it's on the last page. But this is the Captain Carter number 3 Fortnite variant. Super sick. The kids were stoked about this one. You can see their reaction on the video we dropped this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
There's another variant for number 3. But there's the Union Jack offset, like you said.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's just design differences, but even on the main cover for number 3, it's offset like that.
Right.
So that might be just the way they changed her suit. They might have just, made it. That's the way it is now.
I think that's what they do. Like nowadays, it seems like back in the day, they gave you a suit and that was the one you stuck with, unless they could give you a really good reason in the book to change it. Like they had to destroy your old suit or something like that. But now it's saying you know what? This would look a little bit cooler if I did this. Okay, well, we'll just start doing this.
Yeah, it's a little bit more fluid. Yeah.
The what if version.
They can change it up.
I just wonder with all the multiverse stuff if it's not 2 different variants. Like if those aren't from 2 different.
Maybe. Could be.
I mean, they're.
So the thing with this Captain Carter book was, I watch Ultra Maximus, and he was saying even in the Captain Carter book, she hadn't suited up yet in the first 2 issues. She still hasn't suited up, I guess, inside the book. I haven't read it yet. That's the problem. But I'm gonna check those out and see, because that's why those Avengers Forever books are kind of important, Brad, is because it's her first cover appearance. And also Avengers Forever number 4, they have 2 printings out of that already because it's her first interior appearance in the comics. Because even though Captain Carter came out, she is only on the cover on that, in her suit. I guess she hadn't suited up inside yet.
Right.
But
got somebody else in the.
I do have a. Who else is here?
Hang on a second.
Keeping it to get on the edge, have some success out there, get everybody outflanked, and then come right back with Kyle Eckel.
Eckel has 9 carries in the middle of the field, and Candido.
What is that guy doing?
Ringing the bell, baby. Ringing the bell.
What are you doing?
You might be ringing a couple bells there.
Dude, I swear he must hate himself for that clip. I swear he must be he must have been at home why did they even I'm never gonna hear the end of it now.
Is that Lawrence? Is that Trevor Lawrence?
Looks like Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, it looks like him.
Trevor Lawrence was a baby when that happened. I'm sure that was a long time ago, if he was even born yet.
Which is really funny, because if I ever meet Trevor Lawrence, I'm gonna have to look straight up to hey, how you doing? I'm a big fan. And he's huge, but he's also 20.
Right. So what else you got there, Dave?
More, Brad. So these are Infinity Ultron GameStop exclusive, and then the one in this side is Captain America. It's not Falcon as Captain America. They are straight saying this is Captain America now. So I think this one is important. Also, it might be a good pop to pick up. This is from Falcon and Winter Soldier. And like I said, it doesn't say Falcon on it anymore. It's the Captain America. So I thought that was cool. That's why I picked that one up. And I have also been collecting that Captain America number 25. Anytime I can find that book at a reasonable price, I'm picking it up, because the next Captain America movie is going to drop in this next phase or 2. It's going to be Captain America number 4, but it's not Steve Rogers Captain America, it's Sam Wilson. So I do think those books are important as well. Oh, I already showed that Scarlet Witch. And I've got this 4-pack.
And that Joaquin Torres, too.
4-pack of Hawkeye. Yelena Belova, Kate Bishop with Lucky.
Okay.
And then Echo, Maya Lopez, and Hawkeye.
Nice.
So I got that set of 4.
That was a
But those are the most recent. Those are the most recent grabs. Yeah, I love all the Disney Plus shows that have come out. I'm getting ready to watch Obi-Wan 1 and 2 today. I can't wait to catch those so I can start watching everybody's review shows on them.
I'm this close from going ahead and ordering Disney Plus today and just binging Moon Knight, all of it. Everything.
I don't know how you don't have Disney Plus. There's so much good stuff to watch on Disney Plus. Not even just under Marvel, Star Wars, even Disney. Like there's National Geographic on there. A bunch of good stuff, dude. You won't be disappointed.
And it's still cheap. It's like what, $7 a month or something like that. I tried to see if they had a year package, but I couldn't see it.
They do offer you a discount if you subscribe for the year.
Okay. Because it just at the login screen.
I got to
it was
show
like,
a couple other covers while I'm highlighted. I'll show a few comic books since that's how we all met. Did you guys see the Sanford Green cover for Thor? This one.
No, and I've seen it. I just didn't get it. I don't know why.
With Throg.
Well, it's so
got
great.
Throg and Beta Ray Bill.
That's nice.
And Jane Foster over there.
I need to pick that up because he's not only lives in
that's a good
Columbia. He lives in Columbia, South Carolina, but he's going to be at the Charlotte show.
HeroesCon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, when they announced the Simonsons were going to be there, I was like, this changes my whole stack of books I was going to bring now because.
So that's another cover for the same book.
Oh, that's a great
And
cover.
this is the Cassie Zulo or Carrie Zulo cover. I really dig the artwork on it, though.
That's cool.
Oh man, the Thor covers are killing it. Like the past few months,
dude. Seriously, these past few issues, and then the J. Scott Campbell of the Hulk #1 or no, sorry, #7.
Because he did.
That's a good one.
He had 2 variants on that, didn't he? That one or maybe it was.
I think so.
It was
Thor.
either that or
he
Thor.
had one on the last Thor.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's all I got to show. Like I said, I'm going to drop a video here in a little bit. I got to go edit. I'm going to watch you guys finish up the show. But thanks for letting me hang out, Brad. It's great seeing you back on. I know how it is being busy with work and life. So great to see you, man. We also got Comic Journey back.
Yes.
I'm so stoked that Comic Journey is back and doing hand videos again. So great to see some new content from people that we haven't seen on in a while.
Oh man, he was so floored that everybody showed up in that live stream last night and was just like, dude,
I
like,
know.
Yeah, like nobody
so
unsubbed him and everybody. It was like I think he had 70 people in the chat just being like, dude, yes, you're back. We missed you.
It went off last night. Yeah, his channel went off last night. I was about to jump in with him, and then other people started jumping in. I was like, okay, cool. He's got people jumping in. I'm just going to watch.
I literally cooked a whole T-bone steak and a whole meal and ate it watching that stream. It was that long. Like,
yeah, he went like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it started around after midnight too, right?
Got to shout out the guy below me too. I got a giveaway from Brian a little while back. I still haven't posted the video of me unboxing it, but yeah, shout out to you, Brian. I appreciate everything you're doing in the community. I know I try to support everything you put out. I'm always I try to always comment and like your videos.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
I appreciate what you do for the community, man, and keep doing what you're doing. I know Circam is helping you out this year, and you got some other volunteers helping you out. So I hope this year goes really good. I'm excited to see who wins everything and keep doing all the good work. And I will get that video out. I swear, Brian, I do a nice shout out for you in the video. And like, I will put it up. Oh man, sometimes I'll record something and it'll be like weeks before I put it up just because I get so busy.
Yeah,
dude, I've got a list of videos I still got to do. I got to do my top first appearances, the bearded and Cole challenge thing.
I was going to do that one too.
I was waiting for that 238 to come in to do it, but now I'm just procrastinating.
Man, life just gets in the way sometimes. You gotta roll with it.
Sometimes you're too busy hanging out with your buddies in Columbia, just going to comic book stores.
Right, yeah. I mean, I'd rather do that than edit videos,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I'd be on board with that. So, I'm glad you could come hang out, Dave. Man, that was awesome to hang out with you, and good to see you.
Hey, I'm glad I got to catch you, Brad. Yeah, and everybody's been asking about Spine Ticks. I was supposed to hit up the group chat. I've been in touch with Sith, and he took a break. But not this weekend, not tonight, but next weekend we should be back on with Spine Ticks. So
Great. Weekend I have to
8
work.
o'clock. 8 o'clock as usual, or 11 o'clock if you're Eastern time, as usual next weekend. And we'll probably be seeing him back on Instagram. Maybe even drop a Disney video this week on his channel. So make sure you're subbed up to Sith Lordly, Spine Ticks, and PSA Tendencies.
Yeah.
Because he's dropping stuff on all those channels. And
he set up a
shout out to
secondary
Sith,
card
dude,
channel? I
can't
didn't
wait
know
to play
that.
back.
Yeah, he's got a secondary card.
Oh, it's PSA. Yeah, it's PSA, the number 10, and then Dencies, DENCIES.
That's the
It's a
name
play
of
on
his,
words.
that's the name of his PSA account as well. So if you look him up on PSA, that's the name of his PSA account where he's got all his stuff logged in that he's got.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
yeah,
I
we'll
didn't even
definitely be
realize
back
he broke out a
next week,
secondary channel.
He had that channel out
he's
apparently, and then he
both.
just quit doing it for a while because people had lost interest in and people had trouble showing up for the stream, and he didn't want it to be just him sitting there ripping packs. So, but now he's got it started back up since all us are addicted to cards now, Brad.
Sorry.
All it took was a Chipper Jones rookie card and a Tom Glavine and a John Smoltz rookie card, and I was
What's up,
hooked.
Rob?
What's up, Rob?
Yeah, that was
Rob's gonna get a cease and desist from Pornhub. Did you guys hear about that?
What? What?
Yeah.
They claimed
he
copyright
said he got-
infringement
he said
on
he
some
got
of his
an
logo
email.
and stuff. Yeah.
On some
Yeah,
of
he
his
said he got
logo
an
stuff. Who's
email
using
or
his
some sort of
logo?
letter because he does the Slab Hub show, and it's like the Pornhub logo, and I guess it's too close. They said he's infringing on their logo design or something. So I don't know if he's gonna push it or change it, but he just put up a show today, a Slab Hub show, and it was the same. So I'm guessing he's pushing it.
Rob, I mean, if I was you, just be like, hey, how about we just meet this in the middle? How about you guys just sponsor my show?
There you go. There you
Tab
go.
Hub presented by
He can give him a
Pornhub.
shout
You know,
out.
I mean, dude,
You
would
shout
get.
at every show, and he'll get like.
Oh my
1,000 bucks a
God.
month or
I would love to see
That'd
his.
be so funny.
I would.
Dude,
love,
I mean,
I'd love to see his guest list.
dude, who knows? I mean, like, you could have stars come on there who are like, oh my God, I collect comics too.
Well, speaking of which, hang on a second.
Keeping it to get on the edge, have some success out there, get everybody outflanked, and then come right back with Kyle Eckel.
Eckel has 9 carries in the middle of the field, and Candido
And there he is.
There he is.
You have to be like, come on, sponsor my
Tell
show.
him what's up, Rob.
So my shop is hosted by Teespring, right, for my merch gear.
Yeah.
And so Teespring took down my stuff, and they said it was because of trademark, because of Pornhub. And I said, well, that's ridiculous. I said, first of all, it's a different color orange. It's a different set of dimensions on the rectangle. It's got a different degree of arc on the curve. It's a different font, and the capitalization of the words are different.
Yeah.
So aside from being completely different, I understand it's very much the same. But, they said, well, no, it's a trademark on file. We have to, we can't do anything. I said, well, it's a parody. I said, it's protected under parody too. I said, it's a YouTube channel. Here's the link. And they said, that requires somebody to actually review it. And we don't do that. So, I took down the logo, and I just added a thin black rectangle, like outline essentially. So break up the orange grid. So it's an orange rectangle with a black outline and another thick orange outline around it. Right now the store's is back up, and they're printing stuff again. So we'll see. But it's just absolutely ridiculous. It's just like, come on.
I thought that was super hilarious when I heard it from
they're
you
missing
earlier.
out on a big marketing tool, man. Like,
Yeah. No, it's. I don't need to bring on it's porn stars on to do share their comic books, but
news. You should at least call the local news channel and tell them to do a story on it.
Here's the thing: is I bet you it has nothing. I bet you it's not Pornhub at all who's even done anything, because I had a problem before with Zazzle. with when I was trying to have stuff printed that was just my regular logo, where they wouldn't print my logo because they said, well, you're infringing on trademark. I said, what? Well, there's Star Wars on your logo. I said, there's a W and an S is all you can see. Did they trademark the alphabet? Because I mean,
well, I found out.
And they said, well, you know it's what it is. I said, how do you know? It's 2 letters.
It's two, yeah. I found out from being on The Hunt that I didn't know this. Tony got hit up by WWE because he used a thing of the logo. So apparently, they gave him permission to use it, but the way it works
to pay back to them
is like they watch his shows and review it, all his clips. He uploads them.
Oh, make sure they're kosher, and then WWE will message him and be like, "Hey, you can't use this. You can't." Like there was a clip he was going to use of the match between Mankind and The Rock when it was the empty stadium and they were beating the crap out of each other. And they said the clip where he threw Mankind down the stairs, they're like, you can't use that because we don't want everybody to look at The Rock in a bad light. And I was like, hey, he was a villain. So yeah, no, these creator printed shirts and stuff like that. What happens is these companies for a long time, they made Redbubble and all of them. They made their career money off of the individuals creating stuff, and allowed an environment where people could kind of, because it was micro printing quantities and stuff and one-offs, that they allowed you to, they gave everybody kind of free reign to do what you wanted for the most part. And then what happened is some of the people started making some real money off of some of it. And then the companies, some of those owners started clamping down on them. And so what they would do is, like in the case of like Zazzle, for example, I know from finally getting to talk to somebody there, because they actually have a license with Disney to do some stuff. So, and Disney owns Star Wars, owns Marvel and all this stuff. Yeah. They basically just nothing. If you do anything they can remotely closely think that Disney might have an issue with, they just shut you down. They don't want to deal with you because they're making more from that license than anything else. Now, I don't know that Teespring's making money off of Pornhub, but I'm definitely not the first person to use an orange rectangle with the word hub in it, so.
I mean, I don't see what their problem is. I know Riley Reid would love to come on your show and show off her comic book collection.
There you go.
I mean,
there's some comic book related videos on that website.
Oh, definitely. That's another weird thing is they can do that and get away with it. Companies can do that and get away with it, but is Marvel suing these people?
Well, so this is the great thing, right? So the Slab Hub logo, if you've seen it, not only is it's Slab Hub, but then I have that image of Peter Parker and Silk making out on it, right?
Yeah.
That's not the problem. The problem is the orange box.
Right.
Not Silk and Peter Parker making out.
Not copyrighted characters.
Right. That I lifted directly from an image and just dropped in. That's not a problem. But your orange box, that makes me think of something else.
You should have messaged them back and been like, oh, I'm sorry. Am I doing something dirty? Oh, how dare me?
Yeah, sometimes you just can't. You get to this point with some of these things. It's just not worth the fight and everything else. And it's like, if they do it again, now that I've added this black line, this black rectangle within subset, then it becomes a question of, okay, at what point do you have to do it? And then you start to fight a little bit more. But this is a pretty minimal thing that still conveys to people that what you want it to convey without, having to do something like go to a red rectangle or something.
Which would also come across the same point. Yeah, we would still recognize it.
I probably, but it just becomes like, well, then it's not really what I want, so.
Yeah, no, I understand. Thanks for jumping on and clarifying though what happened, because I only caught a little. You mentioned it, and I didn't catch the whole story. I appreciate you jumping on. That's funny.
Yeah, no problem. Here, and I'll even show you. So here's what let me share. I'll
Copyright infringement from porn.
Share. So this is.
Oh, wrong guy.
Nah, it's a share screen. You have to throw up.
Man, I keep eyeballing that 300 behind you, and I just want to make you an offer.
That one will never sell because that one is the magical story one. It was my brother-in-law's that came home and all his papers after he died, and we found it years later.
Oh yeah.
So what am I?
Hey, if you see that down below in the windows, you should have a screen share window that you can accept a share.
It's like another person jumped in.
Yeah.
Your screen.
That's the way I have to do my intro.
Yeah.
Because my intro is too big to load up. Like, I was like, I want this big, long, epic intro. And then they're like, by the way, it's too long to put in your... I was like, man.
So how did you have to do it, Tylex? You just have
load
to
it
share
up
your
as a
screen?
different person and play it as a clip. Like, I have to play it. I load it up with another person and then play it like there's another person in the stream. And then drop that person off of the stream after I'm done playing it.
Gotcha.
But it's cool because once you drop the other person in the stream, it automatically pops me back up because I'm the only other person in there.
If you don't see it or don't want to share it, that's fine. You don't have to make me.
But just keep talking. We'll.
It looks, if you look down at the bottom of StreamYard where you see everybody's windows, you should see one, and you'll see the image. That's a screen share. It's like
free energy. I don't think Rob's wife would approve.
What is it? Oh, it's dead. This is to sleep with Lisa. I'll take it down. Okay.
Oh my god!
But if you guys haven't watched the Slab Hub from today, you got to go check that out.
Geez, yes.
Great,
yeah, we had
slabs.
Lee Polonsky on, and he had just some amazing pre-code horror. Half the show was all pre-code horror books, and then the other half was Golden Age heroes and other such books. Just absolutely amazing show. There you go. Yeah, so you can see like the rectangle within the black
it's still
line.
Really different though.
Yeah, it is. If you were to compare A/B comparison, but I mean, even still, you see it. You know what you get the idea of it, but it's now with that black inset. It's really, I think, it should be sufficient to. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Have you sent it to him yet? And you're just waiting.
Well, I uploaded it and changed out the redesign or edited all my merch, and then the site went live, and I ordered the first samples today. So we'll see.
So you'll know if they shoot it down that's it's still not kosher. Then
then I'll have to have some kind of conversation. I'll have to escalate them to them and go from there. So
when you're on the other hub, do you really pay any attention to the logo over there?
I didn't think they had a logo. I didn't know.
I mean, if you are, they're
not there for the logo.
They need to update their content is what they need to do. That's coming from some creators. Nobody's watching y'all stuff anymore. They're looking at logos.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So yeah, y'all were Rob. I caught that for a little bit. Y'all were throwing up some. Y'all were playing in a different league with some of that stuff y'all were sharing today.
Ooh, those guys.
Who was it who you had on last time? Man Cave Comics?
Yeah, Man Cave Comics. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because last week he did nothing but Hulk. First half was Hulk, and the second half was Captain America, and it was mostly all he brought out Captain America 1. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Today we had Captain America 3, First Red Skull on there, type thing. Yeah. So it was
museum stuff.
Yeah, no, they were, and they're not talking about 0.5 or nothing. They're busting out like 8.5s and 7.
It's amazing that would exist.
I couldn't
I blame
even.
I blame the whole Red Skull thing for the whole the whole spec thing that goes on now with movies and stuff like that, because I think that was they put out Avengers and they put out all these other Marvel movies, and everybody was buying the books. But the one with the Captain America movie where Red Skull was the villain, that thing exploded. Everybody was like, Captain America 3, Captain America 3. And I was like,
Wow.
for real? Y'all gonna pay this kind of money for these books just because he was in a movie? And
well, those
now
books,
look where it
there's
is.
so few of them that are in good condition and stuff that,
Yeah.
you know, it's like I couldn't even bring myself. I wanted to ask the question, but I couldn't ask. I wanted to ask him, was like, you know, on some of those books, like, what does something like that even run? Because you can't go to Go Collect or Cover Price on some of these books and get a good semblance of pricing because there's so few of them. They change hands so rarely that sometimes the last sale was from 2014 or something. In the comic book market, 2014. Right.
Yeah, the last documented sale.
Right. And so a sale between 2014 and today, the comic market has changed dramatically in that time period. So you can't really ask. We did have one book that came up that I was able to look where there was, and a matter of fact, given how few are on census at that grade, it very well could have been him purchasing the book for all I know when I brought it up. But it was like $26,000 is what, you know, was this last sold from like a year and a half ago. And you're just like, oh, gee, you just.
Well, and that's the thing with those fair market value prices is that they are tracking sales. You know, if there's no sales to be tracked, then that fair market value price is totally invalid. Like you're saying, it's not up to date. If the last sale was more than a few months ago, then it is totally out of date. You know, like you can't take that for value.
Yeah, and the number of transactions are few and far between. So when it comes to those some of those books, it's not, you know, you can look at last sales and stuff and get an idea for what you can expect to pay, but when they come, but if you're looking for that book, when it's up for sale in front of you, you're pretty much at a point where it's like, where do we come in here? Because that's the price you're going to pay. That's what it's worth, is what the price you're willing to pay. Yeah. Because there's just not enough out there. I mean, I look at books where we're talking about, you know, there's 7 on census. You know, come on. You're not. There's a different ball. It's a whole different ball of wax on those types of things. So those are. That was great.
And some of those books are 60, 70 years old, too. Some of the
books
he was showing today.
He had a book today that he showed. It was 1942. So it was 80 years old, exactly. And it was an 8.5, you know, white to off-white pages. You know, you're just like.
Dude, I got to go watch this. That's out of control.
Yeah, next week.
Go back and see the whole thing.
Yeah, and next week we have Instagrammer handle at Spider Planet, and he does all Golden Age, Atomic Age sci-fi, which is which is really my jam. So I know that he has recently he'd completed his full run of Planet Comics, and he's been working on upgrading some of them and, you know, other stuff. So it's just, yeah. And actually, today's the first half, which was the Hero Comics. I think it was the first 6 books that were shown were all Schomburg covers. So I mean,
Alex Schomburg.
Yeah, whew, it was definitely one of those smoke if you got 'em moments,
dude. When I was watching the one with Man Cave Comics, I'm literally watching the stream, and then I'm like on eBay looking at books, and I'm like, I don't even like Captain America like that. Why am I looking at these things? I can't afford any of them anyway. But I was looking.
Dude,
like, what am I doing?
This show, so Slab Hub is that show that's like can be dangerous because I do get to see so many books, and there's books that come up that I sit there and I go like, damn, I need to have that in my life now. You know, it's like, I'm not a Titans guy necessarily, but after the third person brought up the Teen Titans, first appearance of Teen Titans in this Brave and Bold, I was like, oh, you know, I guess I need to get me one of those because, you know, I would be looking it up and we found out it wasn't really all that expensive. And so, you know, next thing I know, I'm tracking down and acquiring one of those. And, you know, recently, you know, Doc's come on. And he did that episode about a month ago. He did an episode where he brought on nothing but old Dell, Turok Son of Stone, and Magnus Robot Fighter 4000 AD.
Yeah.
All these painted covers. And robots on covers are a big deal. I love that. And it put me down a rabbit hole on the Magnus that, picking up. I think I've already filled up half the run. It's like, son of a bitch. I mean, thank God they're inexpensive, and I'm to pick up raw and stuff. They're not expensive books because nobody goes after them. But damn, they're beautiful.
So do you have plans to send those off at some point?
Yeah, probably. I have them staged right now to go off to be pressed, and they'll probably go. Some of them will probably go in my next batch because I did pick up the ones I were picking up were in the higher grade in the 7.75 range on a couple. So I probably will. There's not worth a lot, but even slapped, but I get excited about them.
My weird jam is I love space westerns. Like when I first started collecting, there was a book out called Copperhead, and it's like a space. I love space westerns and westerns. Like I'm begging Daniel Warren Johnson on social media every day to do a western book.
So have you been reading the Firefly series?
I'm not. I need to be. I really want to be. I'm gonna grab them when I see them because I love Firefly. They just recently kicked off their volume 2, the all new Firefly. I'm on Atomic Empire right now.
It's a good read. I really enjoy it. I actually have Austin LeMay is doing a commission for me right now. And he might be working on it. I think he was planning on working on it tonight during Chip Gittler's Bantler doing live. He's got a Firefly #1 blank from me that he's doing in a 50s golden age retro sci-fi theme. So it's going to be bubble helmets and rocket ship style for Serenity and the crew, whatever he's doing on it. It's going to be awesome.
Great. Is it called All New Firefly? Is that
that All New Firefly is the new series. It really picks up right after the end of where they ended the first series, but with a time jump. So essentially they time jumped it where now Mal Reynolds is no longer the captain of the Serenity. Instead it's gotta keep forgetting the character's name. I can't remember why. It's the mechanic. Jules.
God almighty.
Jules' character.
Watch Firefly.
Haley. No. God. I don't know why it keeps always escaping me, but she's now the captain. Kaylee. Kaylee?
Yeah, Kaylee. That's it.
So she's now captain of Serenity. And of course, the daughter of Wash and Zoe is on board as an adult now on the ship, and there's a couple other people floating about, but it's really interesting. They even pulled at the end of the first series, they pulled a Battlestar Galactica where they ended up going back to Earth and found out that there's remnants of humanity still there. And
of course there is. We're like cockroaches, man. You can't get rid of all of us.
Well, it's kind of like, more of what in fitting with the Firefly universe, or the verse would be that, the rich people all left and left the poor people behind to die in the radiation or used up planet, right? But they managed to survive once the rich people that were using up all the resources left. the Earth eventually healed itself.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
That's way I look at things, dude. This thing is alive, and if it wants to shake us off, it'll do it in a heartbeat. But
yeah,
it can always heal itself back up.
I'll have to check that out because I like this. I like the show.
Yeah, the show was great. The series, like I said, it was true to the books, the characters throughout, and just kept on continuing the story. I've always found it very fun read. Books are horrible if you want to spec on something and want to have resale value. It's the wrong avenue to go down. But from a reader standpoint, which I understand is the purpose of comics, I enjoyed it greatly.
Yeah, some would say that's an important aspect of comic books is the reading portion. Don't just look at the pictures, people.
Nah.
or put it in a bag and put it in a box. Yeah.
Exactly.
And just wait for it to be worth $1 million.
Wait a while, a long while.
Yeah, yeah.
Did y'all see the sales for Detective 27, the final payout?
Oh, on the 5.5 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was the final payout?
I didn't see the final. I heard something about 1 point something, but
Million. Yeah.
but here's the thing with those, right? It's not just take a book that you have today and wait 80 years for that. It's the fact that nobody was holding on to them or preserving them practically back then. So it's the survivors today. 80 years from now, there's gonna be plenty of copies of, or even 100 years from now, there'll still be thousands of copies of Spawn 1. It's not book's still not going to be worth $500. Come on.
Yeah, because the preservation, they're wise to it now. The preservation methods are there, so people are. I mean, book that's been out for 2 weeks, and you start seeing 9/8 pop up. The 9/8 there's gonna be a lot of high grade preserved copies.
Even from forget the slabbing aspect of it,
Just
right?
the
For how
print
long have you been going to a comic book shop now where it's standard practice that you're picking up your books and they're bagged and boarded, almost, or at least they're offering to bag and board them to you before you even get them handed to you and walk out the door.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. My Atomic Empire ships my books bagged and boarded.
Right. That's been standard since the mid 80s, when you started seeing these really high sales or even early 80s. Was comic book shops started coming in, it was a profit piece for them, and they started pitching it and promoting some of that stuff. And so it is all that time you got books now that are 40 years old when you go to the 80s, but they've been bagged and boarded since day one. So the number of books that are in high quality condition for even small run titles is ridiculous. And then of course you get to the joy of the 90s, where those books that are 30 years old, where the print runs just went insane.
There's a channel called ETA Nick. And Nick's probably one of the first YouTubers I subscribed to when I got on YouTube and started watching videos, because he does grading tutorials, and he's old school. He was trained by CGC when CGC first started, and when everybody was like older head, and they were like really discriminate on these books. Like if there was any kind of little flaw, you got counted on it. And he said that when eBay first started, he bought so much old stuff that was high grade for nothing. He was
crack them out and resend them.
No, well, no. I mean, this is I think, because when did eBay start? Because that was probably before people were slabbing a lot of stuff. It was
a long time ago.
Yeah.
eBay's 27, 26 years old, I think.
Yeah. So he was doing it to where he was having to message people and being like, "Can you send me high resolution scans of the book before he would buy it?" And he was buying X-Men 20 and a 9.6, and he was paying $20-$30 for it. But he would buy stacks of these books. And now you go to his channel and you start looking at stuff that he has, and he's slowly selling stuff off. He sells off slabbed or raw old books all the time for fair prices. I mean, they're still expensive, but they're not crazy, because he's just I'm dwindling down my collection to, I think he said really big key books, X-Men 1, giant size, stuff like that. So everything else is going all his 60s and 50s and 40 runs of X-Men or ASM. He's selling all that stuff off now.
He still picks up raw books on eBay every once in a while. He spots some gems and then
if he
gets
sees
them graded and earns a profit. Yeah.
I was just say, I was just looking at it now. So eBay's been around a while, because I've been a member. I didn't get on it right away, and I've been a member since '99. So,
Yeah.
95 it was founded. Yeah.
So there you go. I guess I'm not too far out. I was in the first 5 years then. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot to be out there to do with it, and it's keep track of all stuff. The one thing I really wish I could do, I wish I lived near Florida, because right now they have CGC this summer had announced that they were doing their CGC Academy, where they were all you had to do is sign up. Basically, they were taking applications and bringing people in for like a 2-day event for free. For you to go through the grading tutorials and learn how to do the grading and do various examples and stuff. And I'm sure at the end of the day, a few people that might get job offers at the end of it, but it was more of like, I would, as a YouTube content person and really being into graded comics, I would love to sit there and go through a 2-day course from them saying this is how our grading system is, just because it is very ambiguous. I mean, if you look at CGC's website and you look at what they're grading, how they break up the grading scale and what defines it, their definitions are very vague about, this has slightly less blemishes than this one. The only source that you have to know some really good stuff is like Overstreet has some descriptions, but CGC doesn't necessarily follow Overstreet's guide. And there's been some various videos that have come out in interviews and stuff from time to time with some of the CGC graders where you get bits and pieces of it. Like, I never knew that the 9.8 was where they started grading comics. It's like, in order to have a 9.9 or a 10, it has to have perceived plus attributes, as opposed to a standard book starts at a 9.8. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. And that kind of made it a lot of sense once I started seeing then why is it that a grading company like PGX, who starts at 10, why are there so many 10s and 9.9s of that grading company? Well, because they start up there and start going down. If you start up here and come down, you're going to have more books up here than if you start here and say you have to have mysterious plus attributes in order to go up. They're looking at school people. Yeah. VHS. Yeah. Cause now they're going to, CGC is now going to start, because backlogs at CGC aren't cleaned up yet, but they feel it's necessary. They should start grading something else, just like video games and cards and everything else.
Cards. Right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the backup on comic books remains because we're all still suckers sending stuff in.
Upside down books, and yours wasn't sealed all the way.
It wasn't even sealed. Yeah, I was like, what is this? And it's like, oh, that's not sealed. Look at that.
Yeah,
clamshells.
Yeah. And okay, so Brad, ask him about what he thinks about CGC's new thing where they're not going to list defects on the label. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
I heard somebody say that like a QR code would be a handy thing to do.
That would be
like CBCS.
Yeah, is that what they do?
Yeah. Dude, they're behind on everything now.
So they put on the backside. There's a QR code, and you scan that. That takes you to the grader's notes. You don't have to be a member. Anything else, and the grader's notes are there. And so far, from what I've seen with CBCS, 9.8s don't have grader's notes, but everything else I've done sure hell does. Whereas with CGC, grader's notes, they say, that part of their quote unquote impetus for doing this is removing these extra comments is, well, it'll be now part of the grader's notes since we allow grader's notes for free to our members. So as long as you pay money to be a member, you can now see the grader's notes. Whereas before, as long as you pay them your membership fee, you get free access to grader's notes for any CGC graded book. Whereas before, you only got access to your books that you had graded, unless you paid additional to see that, get those grader's notes. So CGC now you can do it. You have to, if you know where to look on their website, which basically you have to go to the certification verification tool, type in the cert number for that, and then it'll come up and the grader's notes will be there. If grader's notes were entered, because CGC does not require their graders to input grader's notes. And while most books below a 9.2 generally do, not all do. because I know the very first book I scanned to go look for when I went to do this one day is I pulled up my Batman 189 here at a 7.0, and I entered in the cert number, and it comes up. There's no graders notes on file for this book.
Interesting. That should be. You would think that'd be a part of the job description.
Yeah, they're not. It's not. They're not required apparently to enter graders notes.
But obviously there were notes, right? Because if they deemed it a 7.0, there was some opinion on what was going on with the book, right? You would think.
You would think, because if you listen to them,
What's up, man?
they, for the longest time, they claimed every book was viewed by 3 people, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that that's not the case. I don't know that it is the case. It seems, given the quantity of work that they have, that's probably not likely. But who knows? That's just me pulling on a loose string.
So it's CBCS and CGC both start at 9.8 then?
Well, so that's a good question, because I don't know really on their end either. My assumption is, since CBCS was started by Steve, and Steve before Steve started that, he was one of the early first graders at CGC. The general assumption is that CBCS and CGC have very similar grading interpretations of the grading scale, and given the quantity of 9, 9s, and 10s that are out there on CBCS, I would assume so also, that they start at a 9.8 is a book. And the way they define it is a 9.8 book is got some very minor manufacturing and handling issues. So that's where you can have the little minor split binding on those double thick Marvel books that have, you'll see a book where it has little tears at both ends that are about 1/8 of an inch, and it still gets a 9.8, because that's considered manufacturing issue that's prevalent throughout most of the production line. And so it'll get a 9, it'll still get a 9.8. ASM 361 has machine grabs at the bottom of it, because that is a manufacturing issue that's prevalent on the majority of the books. They consider that's a 9.8. If it was something that was on a minority of the books, then it might count as a defect against them. So it's one of these things that they have to track and other stuff.
Tiny little itty bitty little tear that every single one of them has.
But if you're missing that, then that becomes that's a plus attribute that can get you into the 9.9 range or a 10, because it's now missing, because they're missing that manufacturing error issues.
Yeah, it seems like all the new books that are out have like a little fuzzy corner, just from like not a perfectly clean cut or whatever.
Some of it's the paper quality that they're using today. Some of it's the way that their machines are folding these papers and doing all their bit, and then they're sticking them in a box and they're shipping them. And these, up until for the most part, they go in a box raw. There might be a little bit of packing material around them. I guess now the new distributor for DC started doing some bubble wrap. But I mean, ultimately, those comic books are in there. It's easy for some blunting and rubbing and everything else. Yeah, I mean that's where the standard handling issues can arise, just from the matter of fact of getting a book out the door. I mean,
yeah, my LCS said that Penguin is just throwing them in a cardboard box and sending them out there. They have not been good.
I know that was the case early on. I thought that Penguin had improved.
They may have,
weeks, but I know early on it was awful.
Some damaged books, quite often, where they got it, because I'll go in for a certain title and they're like, oh no, they were all damaged. We had to send them back and reorder. So,
jeez.
Yeah.
You didn't know how good we had it when we had a monopoly on distribution, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now all of a sudden it's like all these issues and cheaper paper and paper shortages and because you got 3 different shipments at least 3 different shippers between Lunar, Penguin, and Diamond coming into your LCS. You almost seems like every week there's something that's where there's a shortage on something from a shipping issue or the shipment's late. I mean, granted, DC, they're shipping so early that usually it's not late. It's more with them stuff hitting the street early because nobody's enforcing street dates on DC's side.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few signs up at my LCS where like several books being delayed, and I saw it a few weeks in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, out here on the West Coast, we definitely have that. My LCS, it happens all the time where we get stuff that it's, hey, this week we don't have this will be in later on. We hope it'll be in tomorrow. We hope it'll be in later today. So we might have it on the shelf tomorrow or.
Right. Yeah.
I got to head out, guys. I got to go walk the dogs, get some dinner going. So.
Yeah, it's about dinner time on the East Coast. So,
I
appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you dropping in. And
thanks for letting me join.
Yeah, and y'all have a good rest of the weekend. And Rob, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And Tylox, always a pleasure. We'll go ahead and bring it to a close so we can get some food. So y'all have a good weekend.
Thanks, Brad. You guys too. Take care.
Take it easy.
Later. Thanks, Matt.